Ya, Dil. Pastikan. Oh,
That's good. Hello everyone. Good evening. It's only 9:02, right, Rajneesh? Yeah, we will start it by 9:05. Okay, let's wait for 2 to 3 minutes for others to join. Okay, we will
Yes,
post
ma'am.
the MCQ and then we will start. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Good evening, Shubhankar. Good evening, everyone else. How's your day going?
Good, ma'am.
Good.
Ma'am, actually, at NU, they are not providing full, like, a certificate of full stack. Yeah, they will provide the certificates individually, like for Node.js, a different certificate, JavaScript.
Are you asking me, Sudhakar, or you are
Yeah,
informing?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm
Okay, but
asking you.
no, I'm not aware of that department, Sudhakar. Yeah, I'm not sure of this and all. You
Because,
can
ma'am, in
reach.
LinkedIn, I saw the certificate like full stack,
Mhm.
but they are not showing us. They're showing that Python certificate, and there the organization will be attaining.
Okay, okay.
Not
Okay,
that's why I'm asking.
Rupam has told that one certificate for all, but I have no idea on that. Yeah. Okay, evaluation is done in your batch. Okay, good. This is your
Done.
month 5 or month 4, is it? Like,
All done, ma'am. No,
Month
actually,
5.
okay, okay. Yes, Sudhakar, go ahead.
not my. Actually, I have not submitted the revolution timing also. I could like I was yesterday was Mahashivratri, na? So
Yeah.
I told them that I can't attend the evaluation. So they
Okay.
told me you can do that on now next day. So I
Okay, okay.
think
Yeah, maybe it is rescheduled. They'll get back to
yeah.
you. Yeah. Okay, how did it go for Baba batch students? Were you able to answer your JavaScript questions? What are the
Yeah.
areas you are feeling difficult?
Yes, we are able to give all the answers.
Okay, Raghu. Yeah. Others? How did it go for Tata batch? Was it difficult? Was it okay? Like the instructor questions, how did you feel? If you
Ma'am,
have, yes, yes.
I want to know something about the interview process.
About?
Like interview process.
Okay.
So, ma'am, like how many round of interview there are? Like, if I will go for an interview for full stack. So, how
Mhm.
many round of interviews will be had?
Okay, so this again depends on the company. Okay, minimum you can expect to, maximum you can go up to 5, right? I have attended interviews which has 5 rounds, and I have also attended interview which they will have only 2. Okay, so it depends on their interview process, how far it has worked for them previously, that would be scheduled. Okay, so that is how they will follow each company.
So, how in the technical round, how many type of question
Yes, yes,
they
that I
ask?
can tell you. You will have, if you know, if there are only 2 rounds, you will have mandatory one DSA round. Okay, if it is 5 rounds or 4 rounds like that, you will have 2 DSA rounds itself. Like mostly, you will have 2 DSA rounds. Okay, if you are going specific, if you are going specific to full stack development, based on
Yes.
the role, you will be having JavaScript or any library based rounds. Okay, and another last one would be a HR round. Okay, so again, when you go to product based companies, when you are a fresher, okay, when you go to product based companies, all 4 rounds will be DSA rounds. They don't care about how you do web development. Probably they can ask you what are the projects you have already worked, but not too much into, tech stack specific, right? Like this JavaScript and all is something language specific. Okay, that will not be given too much of focus. When it comes to core product based companies, they would be more interested and will be happy to recruit you if you have strong fundamentals in your DSA. Okay, they don't care about the languages also. If you take, big product based companies, they don't care about what language you code, until unless and until you are good with your, the core DSA logic, and your problem solving skills are up to the mark. They will be happy to recruit you irrespective of whatever language you code. Okay, that is why I'm repeatedly saying you, okay, this full stack development and all is secondary. Okay, that is the reason why even in the curriculum we have DSA as the first part, because so you have full 10 months to practice the DSA, and to get a hold of it for for a longer period, okay, to make you practice that. Okay, that is the reason it has been there in the first place. Okay, DSA as the first thing. Okay, so that is fundamental. You'll have to be very strong, no other go. Okay, if you wanted to go to big product based companies. Okay, when you come to startups or service based companies, based on your requirement they would be asking it. Even then you will have DSA round. Okay, companies will not recruit you if your foundation of DSA data structures is weak. Okay, that is something basic, must have skill for everyone. Yeah. Yes, DSA is boring, correct, Rupam? But
No, ma'am, not boring DSA, not boring.
no
DSA part is
boring.
interesting.
Oh, like it depends, right? If you take a full stack, this DSA is one part, front end is one part, database is one part, back end is one part. Not everybody can master everything in one go, or there are few exceptional which you can master everything with experience. But in the learning track, your interest, as Sudhakar is saying, like he is finding DSA easier, right? So when it comes to Rupam, he's saying that DSA is boring, and he might have been like he might be interested in front end or back end, whatever. Like one would be more interested in how database is working. Okay, one would be interested in front end. So explore your interest and try to master them before going to master one particular field. Have a core idea of how entire web is working. Okay, that is the ultimate aim of this course. Okay, mastering particular thing comes with experience. Even I cannot say I'm a master in front end or I am a master in back end, right? Okay, I am also learning. So development, software development career is something you should be learning lifelong. Okay, no other go. But before narrowing down your career paths, have a whole idea and entire understanding would be better. Yeah. Okay, guys, it's 9:10. We'll start with MCQ. I have
Sure, ma'am.
posted it for. Okay. Oh my God. I have already pasted it and kept. Now the session got expired and again I'll have to log in. Sorry, please bear with me. I'll post it again. I'll have to paste it again. Copy and paste. This happens. I thought about this. Just to save time, I pasted earlier and kept. Everything went off. Few minutes later, I'll do it. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Added it for Tata batch. Okay, added it for Baba batch as well. Think of all the concepts which we saw in the class, guys. Okay, think of all the concepts. Arrow functions is there, named functions are there, this keyword is there. I have given 3 minutes. Think of all possibilities, understand, and then answer. Done, completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me quickly share my screen as well. Everyone have completed? Easy, tough? Understood? How
Ma'am,
many left? Let me check how many of you got the right answers. Okay, not bad.
got right, but second one is I have confusion in second.
Yeah, so we will have to look into the concept. Oh, this is Golang. Okay, let me quickly close this.
Radius is 20, it is fine, ma'am.
Uh,
Perimeter is none, na?
Can you come again, Sudhakar?
Ma'am, I got that diameter is 20, but perimeter shows none.
Yes, yeah, we will discuss that. This one. Okay. I'm also learning new language, Golang. Yeah, something on the basis of C. The syntax part is little confusing when we compare it to other popular languages like JavaScript, Java, and all. Yeah, that's on my side. Okay, so this is let us copy the question and let me paste it somewhere here. Okay, so this is 20. You everyone, no doubts with this? 10
Yes,
into
ma'am.
20, right? Or even yesterday we saw the rules of arrow functions, right?
Yes,
Where are the
right.
rules of arrow functions? I don't know which day. Okay, this one. Okay, you should not use arrow functions, okay, because you should not use in class methods, right? Methods and all, you should not use arrow functions because this will always point to what? When
Windows.
yes, window object, right? Because when you use arrow functions in guys, can you please mute yourself? Imran, yeah, sorry, I'm muting you. Please, I have given the option to unmute just because you can ask your own doubts. Okay, please don't disturb the class. Yeah, okay. Thank you for understanding. Okay, so next thing. Okay, so this, as we told, like it should not be used as methods. Okay, so here, this one is what? Okay, so here you are using arrow functions, right? So this will point to window object here. So window will not have a property called radius. It will be undefined. So mathematical operations with undefined will give you NaN, right? So that is the reason the answer is 20 and NaN, not a number. Everyone got it? No doubts with this, right? Okay, Shubhankar, you also want to learn Golang? Yeah, this is a backend language. Okay, I haven't explored too much on that. Okay, I am just starting with basics, just loops and everything. Yeah, that's my knowledge in Golang. Yeah, okay, you also learning. Okay, good, good. Okay. Let me know if you explore more concepts. How do you feel when you compare to other languages? They say that it is too fast, right? Like they feel like comparing to Java, Python, and all. The backend writing it on top of C language. Go is something much faster. Yeah. Golang, Himanshu. I'm talking about Golang. Okay, okay. Let's leave that. Okay, this MCQ is clear?
Yes,
Everyone?
ma'am.
Okay. Let us, yeah, let's not. Okay, let's go to yesterday's topic. We saw two things, iterators and generators. Okay, so we saw why my for of loop didn't work initially with objects, right? It was giving me error. Why was it giving me error? Because objects, okay, if you don't give iterable symbol dot iterator function, if you don't specify, excuse me, yeah, if you don't specify, this function is not defined, so you will not receive the output. Like all the values will not be printed, whereas when you come to arrays or strings, by default arrays and string class have their own iterator already defined, right? The array class and the string class will have their own iterator defined, and so you are able to use for of loop with arrays and strings. When it comes to objects, you don't have them, so you will have to write your own iterator. Okay, so what is the property name inside square bracket? This is a protocol. Okay, not no concept and all here. Okay, this is how my JavaScript engine is expecting me to define an iterator. Okay, so first point. Okay, let me list here. First thing, define property with this, right? Like a property with a name, which is a function, right? Zero argument function. I'm done with the function. This should return a object. Okay, clear till here? This, okay. Inside this object, you should again have next function. This should again return a object. Okay. Inside this, you should have two things. One is value and another is done. What is value? What does it denote, and what done property denote? Can any one of you answer? Yes. Amanjot, can you answer like what is value and what is done? What are these two things in iterator functions?
Oh, sorry, not sure, ma'am.
Okay, okay, no problem. Others? Anyone else? Diraj? Correct me if I'm pronouncing any of your names wrongly. Okay. Dheeraj, can you, tell me what is value and what is done? Please, I get interactive. I don't want you to be silent in the class. Ask doubts, talk. Okay, unmute yourself and speak. Okay. Shubhankar, correct. Key, right? Like value is the actual value, whatever. No, it is an iterator. So every time it should iterate and give you the value, right? So that you will get with the value property. What is done? What does it denote? Karthik, Nileshwar.
Next value of that concept.
Okay, denote true meaning your iterator has reached end and there are no more values, right? Yes, iteration is done. Yes, Abhishek, correct. Okay, false meaning you have still more elements left in the iterator. Okay, so that is the meaning of done here. Okay, true and false, it is boolean. So this is my protocol. Have a iterator proper as a property name, function which returns an object. Okay, inside that object it should be next as a property name, and that is again a function. Okay, that again should return a object. Two values there, value and done. Okay, so these we just now discussed what is the meaning of value and done. Okay, so what I'm doing here, to in order to iterate over my object, okay, I want to iterate over all the properties available in my object. So I'm just having a count. I know the property name, right? I know the property name. I know how many objects I'm going to have. So I can simply iterate through each of these properties. Let me have count and a switch case. So based on the count, I'm just iterating through the properties. You can have your own logic here, whatever you wanted to. Sudhakar, please mute yourself. Okay. Okay, how many ever value, whatever you wanted to do, you can do. Okay, just say every time you iterate, you wanted only name to be written, do that. Okay, iteration, whatever logic you want to do, you can do. Okay, clear what is iterator, how to do it. Okay, generally you will not be adding iterator just to one single object. You will be using it for the entire uh, class, right? Class or constructor function, whatever you have. Okay, similar to how you will have constructor, have this property name and give as a function, have it as a function. Okay, declare all those here. So what is the use case here? So every object created from person class will be iterable, correct? Here only person object is iterable, whereas every object created from person object, person class will be iterable because I have given it inside the class itself. Clear with this logic, guys? Any doubts?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. So now I can run for loop. Okay. So this for loop will only stop if you have done is true somewhere in the code. Else, whatever problem we got yesterday, that will happen. Okay, it will go into infinite loop. Okay, then we saw generator functions, which internally implement something similar to the syntax of iterator. Okay, what is the difference between a normal function and a generator function, guys? Any one of you? Abhishek? Abhishek? No? Okay. Vineet, Veer, people who are down in the participants list are always missing. Okay. Yeah. Veer, Vineet, Veena, can you tell me what is the difference between a generator function and a normal function? How is execution happening in both of these? Normal function, let's have simple function. Add. Okay, what's the difference between, apart from this asterisk? Okay, please don't tell me that it has asterisk and all. Apart from this syntax
Right.
kind of difference, tell me the execution workflow.
Execution
Yeah.
is not continuous.
Yes.
The generator function.
Correct, correct. Not continuous, meaning, let's say I have some variables here. Okay, let result equal to 0. Okay, and some set of statements you have, and then you have return 0, something. Okay, this is a simple function. This is generator function. How will it work is, every time I call add, okay, my execution will start from 112 only, right? It will start from the first line and go. Yes. And whereas when you come to generator functions, it will, first time when you call, it will start from 119. Okay, this line. Second time when you call, it will start from where it left off earlier, right? First time when you call, it would have ended in line 121 because you have a yield keyword here. Okay, so second time when you call the same function, it will start from 122. Okay, it will not start from 119. Okay, that's the workflow difference. Okay, this function can return only one value. Okay, this can return as many as you want, right? First time when you call, it will be a different value. Second time you can, you can write your logic to return as many as values you want. Right, two general use case which we saw is to generating unique IDs, right? So every time I call this generator dot not dot next function, every time it should keep incrementing my count so that it is always unique, and then it should give me the numbers, unique numbers. Okay, I have an infinite for loop, but this will not stop my system, right? When I add this kind of a loop inside a normal function, it will run into infinite loop. Whereas I can have this here, and inside this I can have an yield keyword so that it will stop every time and then give me the current value. Okay, got this part of the problem. And also we saw how to implement range generator functions, where you have a certain range, start and end range, and you have skip count. I have defined the default values, else you can also provide the values when you are calling it, right? So what this range function is going to do, so it will start from your start parameter and go up till end parameter, and it will keep on skipping how many ever value you given. Okay, and then every time it will give you the value. Let's say it's your start is from 1 to 10 and your skip is 2. Okay, first time it will give 1. Second time when you call, what will it give? When my skip count is 2, second time when I call, what will it give? This will give me 1 first time. Second time, what will it give? Let's say my skip count is 2. Answers?
3.
3, yes. Okay, because I have a skip count to 3. So it will keep on giving me numbers, generating numbers based on my range and based on the skip count. Right. So when will you stop? When my done value is true, I can stop getting answers, stop getting numbers from that function. Okay, clear with these two concepts? So far I haven't had the use case of implementing generator functions in the project which I have worked on. Very rarely you will find the use case. Okay, but good to know, might be asked in interviews where you can call that interview is a hard one, right? Yeah. Okay, can we start with today's topic, everyone? Okay, today I
Yes.
have 39 of you. Okay. Let me quickly get my board. Okay, so people from Baba batch are modules covered. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Are storage APIs covered? Storage APIs, local storage, session
Yes, ma'am.
storage is also covered. Okay, cool. This one. Okay. Do you hear any background noise from my side?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let me quickly take my writing pad. Okay, so today's topic is going to be ES6 modules and storage APIs or web storage APIs. Okay, we'll see what ES6 modules are. Okay, so far we have been coding. We have one .html file. Okay, we had one .html file and we added .js file here, right, as a script file. Correct? This is how we were coding so far, right? We had one script.js file, put all the things, whatever I wanted to, and then I was coding. Did we have two JS files anywhere? So far? No? Yes? Did you work on
No.
something like that? No, correct. So let's say you are developing an e-cart application, okay, or something like Amazon or Flipkart. Excuse me. Yeah. What are the different things you will have to address? Let's say you're building Amazon. Okay, something similar to Amazon. Okay, what are the things you have it in Amazon? Like from development point of view, don't tell me the products. Okay, from development point of view, what are the different things you will have to handle when you are trying to build an e-cart application?
By design.
Yeah, what are the like, leave the front end front designing part and all. I'm asking in terms of programming, like what are the things you will have to handle? Okay, you will have to handle
Database.
Login, yeah.
login module. Okay, the sign up page, whatever you want. Yeah, database and all is yeah, backend stuff. Okay, when you think in terms of features, right? Okay, what are the features you have? Like get the
Button.
list of products, right? Get the list of products, and you have cart feature, right? Add to cart, remove to cart, cart list, correct? So this will keep on going. Yes, payment. Yeah, very good. Wish list. You will have wish list. Cart list is different. Wish list is different, and you will have payment module. Yes, you can keep on adding stuffs. Let's stop with this. Okay. Do you think it would be better to? It would be good, or if to put all these products in this one single file? No, right? Because you need to maintain. You cannot simply write a JS file and then send it to production, right? You'll need to add features. You'll need to fix issues. You'll have to maintain. Yes, it will become a mess. Okay, let's say you went away from your team. You can still do, okay, you can still put all these 3,000, 4,000 lines in one single file. Okay, I have worked in that kind of projects as well, right? Like if you take old legacy products and all, for example, if I'll have to say, in PayPal there is a legacy product, okay, something which the internal teammates would use. Okay, it is based on C++. Okay, it is written somewhere, around the 2000s, from I can see like around from 2006 they are still maintaining. Okay, even now I don't need to go and make changes there. It is deprecated, not in use. But the core business logic, right? Some you can find in the documentation. Very minute things and all you cannot find in the documentation. So the business logic for few certain use cases, I still have to go and check this code. Okay, so this code has maximum I have seen like 9,000, 10,000 lines in a single file, right? Generally it would every file would have at least more than 2,000 to 3,000 lines. Okay, it would be very difficult to search. Okay, even though I have been working there for past 7 months and I am repeatedly looking at that code, even then I cannot remember next time when I go and check. I still have to search. It's very difficult. People tend to ignore task which we need to look up this legacy code. right? It is not, it is very difficult to get the business logic, read the code and all. Okay, so it will be very difficult. So maintainability will be like, you cannot even maintain ability. Okay, spelling correct. Okay, no problem. Understood, right? Okay, maintainability. No, it would be very difficult if you put all these things in one single thing. You don't know what your logic for login is. What are you doing to get the list of products? Okay, to just fix a single bug, you will have to read through plenty of lines. Okay, so one thing, that is one thing. And in terms of issue fixing and all these problems will come up, when in terms of testing also. Okay, let's say you wanted to test your code, right? You don't want to test all the modules together. Yeah, the workflow you can test, that is, the full application, end-to-end testing we call it as, log in it and get the list of products, add them to cart, add them to wish list, and from cart go to payment. This is a workflow testing that you can do, but developers usually tend to do unit testing. Okay, so they will, if they are developing cart, they will just test that piece of code only. Even if I have to go deeper, this cart list will not be entire thing. Okay, they will still separate it is into add cart function, right? Remove all, and then remove a single thing alone, remove one item. This will still be broken down into sub functions. Okay, you need to test this alone individually, right? Unit test has to be made for a particular function alone. Unit test has to be made. Okay, so will it be easier if you put all these in one single line? Right, it is very difficult for, testing will be, you will use some automations. Okay, you will have to give the file name for the automation engines and all. You will have to write code to test also. Okay, so testing will become very difficult. It is not even possible. Only if you do entire testing you can do with a single file, else it will become a mess. Okay, you cannot do testing. Okay, there are plenty of disadvantages to have multiple lines of code, totally unrelated stuffs in a single line. Yes, readability goes down, modular. Yes, correct, Abhishek, correct. Yeah, so these are the disadvantages. Okay, so ES6, okay, brought in the concept of modules. Okay, so understood the disadvantage of it. Okay, why these modules came into place. Okay, so now modules came into picture in ES6, which mainly focuses on three things. Okay, modularity, separation of concern. Okay, meaning each module I can just separate out in separate files, in each individual files, and then link it them. Okay, efficient in terms of, I'll explain that what it is. And also, scoping I can say. So these three, this readability testing and all will come inside this only. These three problems was the thing the modules, ES6 modules was trying to solve. Okay, modularity meaning, okay, I can separate, each of them is a separate module, right? Login is a separate module. Getting the list of products from the server is a separate module. Each individual product itself is a separate module. Correct? Cart separate module, wish list, payment. The payment and login is something totally unrelated. Yes, you should check the authentication, whether the person is logged in or not. For that, you don't need this login module inside payment module. Correct? So these unrelated stuffs, okay, and payment is something totally unrelated to wish list, right? So unrelated stuffs are separated out. Okay, so that is exactly what modularity we call it as, have each separate modules as separate stuffs. Okay, so next is efficient. Okay, so now let us say I have separated into modules. Okay, modules. So what will happen is, let's say I have a product module. Simple, each individual product. Okay, that will have its own ID, its own category. Okay, all those information related to a particular product alone you will have in a product module. Okay, so related to this product module, you have two things, right? Three things you can say. Getting the list. Okay, getting the list of products. Okay, second one is the cart list. Even in the cart list, you need to have the list of products. Here also list of products, and even in the wish list, right? Somebody told me no. Wish list also there should be a list of products, right? So this product is something related to all these three modules. Correct? Everyone agree with me till now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now tell me, is cart list required in this module? Is cart list required in list getting the list of products module, or wish list required in getting the list of module, or wish list required in cart
Not
list?
required.
Not required, right? I require product in each of these, but I don't require cart list to be in list of products or wish list to be in list of products. If I don't require, why would why would I use it? Why would I take that? Right? So if I require product, I can go and get product here. Okay, if I require product, I can go get product here in this module. I can go get product module in this wish list module. Okay, but I don't need to go and get cart list here. Right? Not necessary. Okay, simply importing. Okay, if you don't have this modules kind of a structure, everything will be in one single file. Okay, you will have, even though this get list of products don't have nothing, has nothing to do with cart list, even though it has nothing to do with the cart list, still both of them is mixed up, right? So efficiency in terms of using whatever I need, okay, leaving whatever I don't need aside, right? So here I need product, I can use product module. I don't need cart module, so I will not use it. Efficiency in terms of utilizing modules whichever I need it, okay, and leaving aside whatever modules I don't want. Okay, that comes in terms of efficiency. Imagine everything being loaded in the web page. It will become memory heavy, right? All the unnecessary files, all the modules getting loaded in the web page, this will become this will occupy too much of memory. Correct? So use whatever modules I want, and I will keep aside whatever modules I don't want, thereby saving much in memory, and reducing the initial load of the application itself. Okay, when your JS files are huge, okay, when your JS files are huge, what happens is the JS engine has to render all the things. Okay, it will take time. So the initial load of the application itself will delay. Okay, what would you like the Amazon website to be keep on loading? No, right? So as your project increases in size, your initial load will increase. So you will have to minimize the number of JS files you put in the browser. Okay, so that is in terms of efficiency. And scoping, this is something very important. Okay, so far I wrote in the script file. Okay, in the script.js file, I had or, so let's say add, or not add, let's say result, okay, which is 100. Okay, and I had a function and all function, some name. Okay, so all these were available in my global scope, right? I was able to access it in the console, right? In the console, I was able to access all these global variables, whatever is attached to my window object, I was able to access him using console.log statements. Everything was global. Okay, so what is the difference this module brings in is, each module have its own scope. Okay, Meaning, let's take this the previous example itself. I have a product. Sorry. I have a product.js file and I have a wishlist.js file. Okay, separate modules. Okay. Even let's say I am importing product in wishlist. Okay, I'm importing product in wishlist and I'm writing some code. Okay, so this wishlist again I'm linking it to my HTML file. Okay, now even though if I have our keywords or some functions, I will not be able to access it outside my module scope. Okay, variables or functions inside a file, inside a module file, will be accessible only there. Unless and until you export it, you will not be able to access it. Similar to how you have local scope. Okay, modules have something called module scope. Okay, where in simple terms, all your variables or functions which you define in wishlist.js will only be accessible in this file. Okay, you cannot go and access that in global thing. I'll show you how will it work, but theoretically this is the thing. Okay, earlier when I had just a simple script.js, it is a simple JavaScript file. It is not a module, right? It is a simple JavaScript file. So everything was accessible in my global scope itself. Okay, I was able to access globally. So here, when you define it as a module and then give some variables or functions, okay, these variables or functions which you give inside wishlist module will not be available in product module or in the HTML file. Okay, or in the by HTML file, I mean like you will not be able to access in global scope. Clear? What are the three important things this ES6 modules are trying to solve? Everyone? Can we go to examples?
Yes, ma'am. So,
Yes. So again, knowing the syntax, knowing how it works is important. Okay, is important. But before learning all those, what problem it is trying to solve is very important. Okay, simply because someone have invented some topic, you need not learn that. Okay, try to understand the problem it is solving and then try to learn it. Okay, so that you can keep applying those concepts in multiple places. Okay, if you don't know the problem it is trying to solve and simply learn the syntax of how to do what, it is of no use. Okay, yeah, understood. Modularity is the first thing, separating each module, using whatever files I need in terms of efficiency, use only files or modules I need and leave something everything else I don't need aside. Okay, scoping, earlier I had everything being available in my global scope, all my named functions, all my variables. Okay, so let's say my project is going bigger. Each module will have its own scope, meaning whatever variables and functions you define in a module, it will not be available in another module or in your HTML file or in your global scope unless and until you import it. Okay, three things. Okay, what are the disadvantages? Can we go to examples quickly? Too much of theory. Okay, I understand, but yeah. Let me create. Okay, let me have index.html file. And let me also have a script file. JS. Okay, so now let us assume that I am going to create something similar to e-card application only. Okay, can I create a module? Okay, can I create? Let us have a product module. Let us have a cart module. Okay, what else you want? Okay, let us take wish list mode. Okay, so let us say this is, let's first define product. Okay, can I have a class? This is just for sample. Okay, don't expect too much of details. Okay, just necessary things I'll put in and just make it as a separate module. Okay, so I am going to define everything related to individual product only here. Okay, what a product will contain. I can have a constructor. Okay, a product will contain name, category, ID, right? It might contain multiple other things. First, just for the sake of simplicity, let's stick with this only. Okay, and then this dot category equal to category dot ID equal to ID. Okay, so this is my constructor for product. You can also have main important thing is price, right? Okay, so this dot price equal to price. Okay, generally people would require, let me have a getter and setter, getter alone for the price. Okay, price and name. Okay, get how will I declare? Let me have it as a separate name like this. All these concepts we saw, right? Like why should I do this? Get price, simply add it as a function. Okay, return this dot underscore price. Okay, I'm just having a getter for price and a getter for name. Return this dot name, just making it as underscore, so it is not running into loop. Okay, I don't know why it is formatting it in this way, but yeah. So a simple product with these basic things. Let me go and add a cart now. Okay, let us have a class. What will cart contain, guys? What will cart contain?
Item name, quantity.
Yes, items and products added, right? Added in my cart. Let me have a constructor. So this by
Quantity.
default, it can have items, right? Let's say I'm creating a cart. Okay, if the items are not there, let's for simplicity, like let's create an empty cart now. Okay, this dot items, okay, which is an array. Okay, this is going to contain all instances of my product class. Okay, so this constructor can have a function called add product, and it will receive a product. Okay, and I'm going to simply this dot items dot push, simply I'll add this product. Okay, I can also have remove product. You can have remove product or remove all product. Remove all product will not receive any parameters. You simply set this dot items to be empty, right? Or you can also have get count, right? You can return this dot items dot length, right? You can also have get total price of my cart. Okay, so here you will have to return do some logic. Iterate through all your products, and each product has a variable called price, right? So add it and then return it. For let's return is 100. Okay, so this is my cart module. Simply add. For remove product, you can receive its ID. Okay, some ID for the remove, and then remove it from the list. Okay, check the ID for each of the product, and if it matches with the argument which is passed, remove that. Yeah, that functionality and all, you can keep on adding it. Okay, so let's stick with this cart, and let's stick with this product module only. Okay, so this is not my main files, right? Cart module. and product is not my main files. Okay, this script is my actual file, JavaScript file. Okay, so in order to import modules in your HTML file, similar to how you will add script, right? You will have to mention all your source and all dot slash I'm going to add only my script. Okay, I'm not going to add all the modules and all. Okay, I'm going to add only script, and in order to tell that it is a module, okay, you will have to define one other attribute called type equal to module. Okay, can we just run and see this? Copy path. Okay, let me start this server. Okay, let's run copy path and run it first, and then we will see. I don't have. Okay, so this is one other problem. Okay, your modules, whenever you try to import your script file with type as module, okay, your JavaScript engine will expect that to be from origin, meaning it should be something of sort similar to HTTP or HTTPS. Here it is a file, right? I'm simply trying to run a HTML file. So in order to do that, we have already seen how to go live server and all. Okay, just use that. So automatically what it will become is it is running in my port 127.550. Yes. This you know, guys, everyone. So this is day 17. 18. Okay. Now I don't see any error, right? So if I go to my sources, if I go and ask for, can you see only script is being added, correct? Why my other JS files are not included? Why my other JS files are not included? Because I haven't used anywhere, I haven't imported anywhere, right? So only your cart and only your script file and your HTML file is available inside this sources, not any other files. Okay, so in script, okay, generally what you would do is let's say, you know, you will create something called let cart, which is new cart, right? This is what we would be doing, and as and when people add something, you will call add product and then give the product, correct? This is what let's say this is the product, ID is 1 or name. Okay, name is ABC. Okay, this is how you will be doing it. You will not be adding anything to my product or cart, right? So that those are separate modules. I am just adding, I'm just trying to use my new cart here. Now, do you think it will be running? Now, do you think this will run now? I don't have cart in this file, right? Do I have new cart in this file? It is a separate file, okay? And I am trying to use that in this file, okay? So do you think it will run? Let me go and reload.
No, ma'am.
It is a reference error, right? Because you haven't imported or you haven't used or you haven't told the JS file that my new this cart class is available in this folder. You haven't mentioned anywhere. Okay, so we need to use modules, right? You need to import and export values, meaning you will have to use this cart somewhere outside this file, right? So first, whatever files you need to use outside, for example, I can also have some other function here. Okay, fun1, some random function which I don't want to use outside this file. Okay, I wanted to use only cart class outside this file. So what you can do is simply export this alone. Okay, Unless and until you export here, you will not be able to consume or import in any other files. Let me close all this. It's confusing. Okay. Unless and until you export from your origin, that is the file wherever you have defined, you will not be able to access it outside. Got it? Now I have exported in this file. Now what I need to do?
Import.
Yeah. So I'll have to import in some other file.
Require.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll have to require and all is something older version of importing. Yes, you can do that still now, even now. Okay. There are, we will stick with our new patterns of importing and exporting. Okay. You have a keyword called export to tell your JavaScript engine that from this file, from this cart file, export only this cart class. Don't export this function and all. Okay, I might have multiple things in this file. Okay, I don't want to expose all these outside my file. I want to expose only the cart class outside. Okay, so you should add export keyword. Clear? How will you export from my file? We will see multiple ways of exporting and all. First, let's try to export and import and work with that, and then we will go to next. Okay, here you will have to import. Have to import cart, import cart from cart.js. Okay, now if I save this and run, we'll come back to the syntax, guys. What happened? Not found. .js is not required. Okay, so this is plain JavaScript, right? So it is requiring the .js extension. When you go to React and if you use some libraries and all, right, your that engine is smart enough to guess, this .js and all. You don't need to give the extension here, but we don't have those external libraries and we didn't configure it in that way. Okay, so it will not judge, or it will not be able to sense that you will have to mention it explicitly that it is a JSON. Now, if you see, I'm able to access. Okay. Now, if you see here, go and ask for cart. No errors, right? It is creating cart. Okay, let me go and ask for cart here. Can you see reference error? Let me go and change. You might also think that because it is a var keyword, I am not able to access. Reload. Now I'm going again asking for cart. Can you see reference error here? Even though it is in my global scope, right? As per our understanding so far, okay, if I give any variables here in the global scope, I should be able to access it in my console. Everyone agree with me on that?
Yeah, ma'am.
But now I'm not able to, because each modules have their own scope. You cannot access it outside unless and until you export it. You cannot access outside. Okay, so that is the reason I told you, scoping difference. Each modules have their own scope, similar to how. Okay, let's have a sample function here. Let's have a sample function. Okay, let's have a variable where, yeah, total 10. Okay, will you be able to access this in the variable total in my global scope? This is something limited to my local scope only,
Yeah,
right? Yes. So similar to how your local scope is behaving, you have something called module scope. Okay, only in this module you can access these variables and all, not outside. Okay, that is the reason it is giving me error. Understood modularity understood the 3 points which we thought it is handling. I showed you the number of files it was imported, right? Now, if you see here, only these 3, whatever is required is being imported, nothing other than that, right? So the efficiency, modularity, I have separated out, I have separated each modules out. Okay. Did you see all the 3 problems are getting resolved? Okay. I have scoping achieved. And I also have modularity achieved, and I also have efficiency achieved. Everyone clear?
Clear.
Okay. Any other doubts? Like people who have already listened to this concept will not have any doubts, but others. Vineet, Veer, Swapnil, Sudhakar, Srinivas, who are seeing this concept for the first time. Clear? Nothing new and all, just to separate out our files, we are doing it. Okay, so let's quickly see the other ways of import and export. Okay, so this is something you give export keyword and you give the name, right? So this is something called named export. Okay, so you can simply, you can, if you can export here, you can also add export here, multiple things. If you wanted to access that, you will have to use that name. Okay, what is the name here? Cart. You will have to use that name inside this flower brackets or curly braces. Okay, and then mention whatever you wanted to. Okay, named export. You will have to use this name and then import it. Okay, clear with this one? If you are using named export, you will have to use curly brackets, right? Let's see one other way. This will export everything from your cart. Okay, this will export, you need not mention each one of them. This will export everything from your cart. Okay, the other, that is not a better way. Simply exporting everything from your file is not a better way. Okay, so you can either use named export, and there is one other thing called default export. But if you are okay with this, I can proceed. Clear with this? Named export, you should just, if you just add the keyword called export everywhere, you can also export a variable. Okay, let's say a constant. If you are declaring 10, you can also export and you can also use it. Okay, all these are named export. You will have to give that particular name and then import. You cannot import it any other way. Okay, this is named one. Okay, let us say another one is the default export. Okay, default export is something whatever you wanted to export by default. You don't want to mention the name and then access. But if they are asking it, just without mentioning anything, without mentioning the name and all, if they simply are trying to import something from cart.js file, you can declare whatever you wanted to export by default. Okay, you can give a default keyword here. So now what will happen is, this is not a named export anymore. It is a default export. So instead of using it like this, okay, you can simply have import, mention the name from /cart.js. Sorry, not. Okay. Named export, default export, you don't need to use this curly brace and all. Okay, by default, if you go and ask, it will export this one. So you need not use this curly braces and then mention those. Okay, only for named exports you will have to do. If you have mentioned the default keyword here, you need not use those braces, curly braces. Simply give the name and then access it. Default export, named export, clear guys? Everyone? Can we go to next MCQ and have a break? Yes, someone is asking doubts.
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
Sudhakar.
Yes, I told.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So also why you want to use default, right? So every time, okay, this cart.js has multiple things to be exported. Some you need not even export. Okay, let's say you have some other function here, you don't export this, you have multiple other things to be also exported, but the main thing, right, like the of this cart class, of this cart.js file is this class, right? So I am not forcing the users to have syntax and have named export. Okay, by default, if someone is trying to access something from my file, by default, just export this alone. Okay, if they ask me using curly braces and then mention the names and only then export this. Okay, just a way of simplifying it. By default, export this. If they are asking for these thing and all, you can export. Otherwise, if they don't ask, by default, export only this class only, not anything other than that. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
One other thing, small thing is, instead of going repeatedly telling no, export this, you can simply go and tell export, okay, curly brace, whatever you wanted to export, func and then count. Okay, this also you can do. Okay, instead of going repeatedly adding export in each of these things, simply go and add export, put all whatever you wanted to export, and it will still work. Okay, this is grayed out because I am not using anywhere in this file, and that is the reason it has grayed out, but nothing with the concepts. Clear? Two ways of exporting individually, exporting as a group, importing entire thing. You will not mention all these. Okay, if you mention just import this file name, it will import everything. Okay, and then importing named exports is something you will do inside flower brackets or curly braces. Okay, if you simply import all the default exports and all, you can simply mention its name and then access it. Okay, yes, quickly I'll paste the not quickly, sorry, it will take time, but yeah, I'll try to do it fast. Okay, I am trying to paste the MCQ, answer this MCQ, go for 5 minutes break and then come back. Yes, starter batch people, I have added it. Doing the same for next batch as well. Second MCQ done, come back by 10:20, guys. Yes, done. Yes, Abhishek, good question. That is the next thing we are trying to cover. Okay, name conflicts, variable conflicts. Yes. What you can do is, as a homework for modules, right? I have post. Can you confirm both of the batches? Have you got the MCQs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, so what you can do is, as a practice, either try to develop this CCART only if interested. Yeah, there are number of features you can do. Else, if you remember, we worked on to-do project, right? Everyone, can we just, I added some bootstrap styles. None of you helped me with adding styles, but yeah, I have added it. Day 7, right? Okay. I just added it today. Day 7. Okay, my bootstrap is not working. So this to-do task we have, right? Simple add task. Okay. If I strike this, it will, these are all some, we worked on day 7. Everyone remember Tata batch?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes. So what you can do is, now if you see here, everything is in a single file. And we also didn't have any data structure to maintain all the list of to-dos, right? Simply we were adding it into our DOM. Correct? We were using this and adding. Yes, I have made few modifications here and there. You know the concept, you can go through. But the whole functionality is still the same. Okay, what you can do is add a new class called to-do. Okay, something like cart. Okay. Okay, so each of them will be a task, right? Here, each of them is a product. So there, each of them will be a task, right? Create a task module and a to-do list module. So have an array like this. Okay, as and when user is trying to add, try to put it in your array. Okay, as and when your user is trying to remove a to-do, try to remove it from your array, and you can, work on this existing to-do project. It's a simple one, right? Leave this DOM manipulation and all here itself. Okay, in the script, all this add, edit and all. But maintaining the list, the data structure, the array list, okay, have it as a separate module. Create an instance like this, right? We have created a cart instance in script file. Similar to that, create a to-do list instance here, and then iterate through that array and then add it to your DOM instead of simply adding it.
Ma'am, Bhushan asking something.
Yes,
You must
Dakar?
mention. Ma'am,
MCQ
Bhushan
only.
asking something. No.
Bhushan, okay,
Bhushan, yeah.
Ma'am, we must mention export keyword or we directly import from file? Good question. Only because I have added export here, I am able to import it here. Okay, let me go and remove this file. Okay, I didn't export these two. Okay, I have exported only the default one, that is the cart class. I'm trying to import them here. Okay, let me go back and run our application. Okay, if you can see here. Let's try to use it. Then it is not printing an error. Let's try to print our count variable. I didn't even export guys, but I'm trying to import it somehow. Okay, and then trying to access it here. Can you see it's an error? Right? It's not even, oh, not this one. What day it is? 18. Okay. Can you see the requested cart module does not provide an export named count? Right? You don't, we haven't even exported here. So even if I try to import, it will give an error. Question clear? That's
Yes,
what
ma'am.
I told, right? Like only if you export, it will be available. Use whatever I need, right? There might be some private functions with respect to cart, which I don't want to expose to other modules. I don't want them to use these functions, right? I can have methods, something which is only applicable to the cart.js file. You cannot use that. So in that case, you cannot, if only if you use export keyword, you will be able to access, else it will give error. Okay, 10:20. Done. Okay. Now we have seen import and export. Okay, use importing multiple things, exporting multiple things. What are named exports? What are default exports? How to use named exports? How to use default exports, right? So let us say I am trying to export count here. Okay. And let us say I have another variable called, let's have variable only, where you can have multiple things, right? Multiple things in the same scope. Yeah. So here also, if I give 5, do you think 5 will be printed here or 10? I have imported count from card.js. I have also have my own count here.
5 will print it, ma'am.
5 will be printed. Let's see. Can you see identifier count has already been declared? So it will give you errors in this case. Okay, there is some conflict between your names. So you cannot have multiple things. You can, there might be, let's say you have a wish list, right? You can also have the count for the wish list similar to your cart, correct? Am I correct? You can have
Yeah, ma'am.
total price for the, this is not price, sorry. Okay. Total price for the card.js and total price for the wish list also. When you try to import, let's say you're having variable like this count, and here also you have a count, how will you differentiate that? There would be a conflict, right? So what you can do is, you can use as keyword, okay, as keyword, and just mention card count. Clear? And now when I'm trying to print card count, use card count. When you want to print, simply print count, this thing, use that. Okay, let's say you have the same count from wish list as well. From wish list. Okay, simply import it and rename it however you want it to. Wish list count. Okay, so when I wanted to access wish list count, I can access it with my name, which whatever I have. So this is how you will resolve conflicts, naming conflicts. Okay, it is logical, or it is good when you wanted to have count here, but the same count or get total price is applicable to my wish list also, right? I will use the same variable name there as well, but when I am using multiple modules and trying to import both of them, there would be a conflict. So you can rename them using as keyword and then use it. Okay, Abhishek, I believe. Yes, Abhishek, is your doubt clear? You can rename functions. Okay, see func1 as whatever function you want. You can rename functions, you can rename variables, anything, whatever you feel as a conflict. Everything you can do. Okay, we are done with the modules. Okay, this is how you will separate them. This is how you will import them and export them. Okay, so as I told you, 3 things are achieved: modularity, first place; scoping. Okay, I'll not be able to access this count also outside, right? Modularity and efficiency in terms of using whatever I want and then leave others. Clear? Everyone? And people from Baba batch, any doubts? I think like you would be familiar with all these. Any doubts you can ask. Tata batch people also. The reason why I'm asking them is they would have worked few examples on their own. Okay, so they would have much clarity and they will have more doubts. Only if you work, you will get doubts. Listening to me, obviously, no, at least 80 to 70% you would understand, right? When you only work on the concepts, you will get more doubts. So just I'm asking them if they have any doubts with respect to modules, as they have done all the CCs and all. Okay. Can we go to storage web APIs? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll add one MCQ. So at the end of the class, we will have the next one. Okay, I have added it for Tata. I'm doing the same for the other batch as well. Yes, added for both the batches, Baba batch also. One other humble request to people from Baba batch. Okay, yesterday you were giving the ratings and the reviews. Okay, few of them, not few, one or two of them, you have given all clear, understood, good as the comment, and have given 2.5 as the rating. Okay, it is not that you cannot give low ratings and all. Okay, there is no restrictions on that and all. Okay, but the rating and the feedback you give are totally opposite, right? If your concepts are all clear, why is the rating low? Or if the rating is low, why is it the feedback is all clear or
मैम वो
good?
मेरे हाथ से मिस्टेक हुआ था.
And I don't understand Hindi, Saurabh. Saurabh, can you just tell me in English?
It was done by mistakes.
Okay, mistake. Okay. Not only you. Okay, so there were few other as well, like 2, 3
Because I am
people.
going to mark a 5-star and it
Mhm.
will marked as a 3.5 star.
Okay. I saw like what one or two of you giving two and telling good, nice, and all. It's not like one of you are doing. Okay, this is not because you will have to give best only. No, that is not the whole point I'm trying to convey here. It is just to get feedback, genuine feedbacks from you to improve my side. Okay, if you are giving rating lower, there is something you are expecting out of the class. So please help me with the feedback, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, no problem with giving the rating and all. I see few people from the Tata batch also. Help me with whatever you are looking for. Okay, so just giving good. Okay, if your rating is below 4, okay, if your rating is below 4, even 3.5 also, you are expecting something more in the class. Tell me in the rating, it is anonymous only, right? Like tell me in the feedback session. So it is a win-win situation for you and for me. Okay, so that is what I wanted to convey. Nothing, again repeating, nothing that no, I'm not telling you that you'll have to give more ratings and all. No. Okay, just make sure that your rating and the feedback you are providing is at least in the same side. Okay, yeah, so that is a humble request, just to improve on my side and also in your side, because ultimately you are paying for the course, right? Your feedbacks are heard. Okay, your feedbacks are listed out. If we get multiple feedbacks, we are trying to address. Okay, if your feedbacks are something out of, if only one of you are saying that feedback, obviously we cannot take that. But we are trying to gather feedbacks from you and improve the course as well. Okay, few people were telling me to use you know whiteboard, right? If it is a concept oriented thing, okay, I would definitely use whiteboard. More of practical is required than drawings and thing. Okay, so once the concept part is clear, more of work coding would be done in the class. Okay, only if there is a core concept which can be explained in diagrams, I'll go to this whiteboard thing and all. Okay, because coding, getting errors in the program and rectifying it in the class is very important. I can simply tell the concept, draw and explain, go off, right? So that is the reason in few classes you will not find whiteboard, but core concept and all, I will try to bring in a whiteboard. Okay, so that was the feedback. So that is what I'm trying to tell. Okay, so make sure your rating and the feedback which you give at least coincides. Okay, Cool. Let's go to our next thing, which is storage APIs. Okay. Before that, let me go to Flipkart. Okay. It's logged in. Okay. Let me go to Amazon. Okay, let me inspect it. Go to application. Okay, you can all test out in the things. Okay, you can test out in your own machines. Okay, go to applications, log in, so you will find more of user specific data. Okay, go to local session, go to applications tab. Go to applications tab inside local storage. Okay, just go and see what are the values there. Obviously they would not have some key which you can understand. Okay, they will have their own format of codes, so that you don't, people are not able to look in what are the sessions and storage you have. Okay, and you have something called session storage, and there you have few data. Okay, can every one of you log in and check that? Do every one of you are getting? Even in Amazon also, any site you go, right, any site, mostly big sites, you know, you will be having session storages like this and local storage. If you see, Amazon is using all these in my local storage, all this in my session storage. Okay, so this is the concept which we are going to see. Okay, so this is going to be storage APIs. Okay. Somebody asked me, Srinivas or someone else, what is API, right? So you can also say, tell this local session and no storage session as an API. You don't know what it is doing under the hood, right? How it is storing, how and all, you don't know. You are just provided with two functions called local storage. Okay, and session storage. Okay, you don't know what it is implementing, how it is implementing, and all, you don't know. You are just provided with these two functions. You use them and achieve some abstraction, something under the hood is happening. You are exposed with only these two functions. Okay, so all these and all are examples of what you call as an API, right? You have REST APIs, API URLs and all. So as we see for the concepts and all, right, the word API will come, you know, you can clear that. Yeah, communication between two software. Yes, Rupam has told it's a communication between two software. Yes, that is on a general level. You have few APIs, right? REST APIs for the jokes and all we used, right? Joke API, get and all. All those are REST APIs. That also you are provided with a URL, and you don't know what it is doing under the hood, like the implementation and all, it's hidden from the user. You are just consuming that API and then using it, right? So all these you term it as generally you term it as APIs. So we also call these two functions, right, these two web storage APIs. Okay, so let us go back to our right, where is that? So this is our to-do list, simply added. Okay, I don't have a database and all. Okay, so if I reload, this will be gone, right? Every time I reload or go to a new tab, let me go copy and paste it in a new tab. Do you think the same data will be there? No. Even if I reload, it will be gone. Then how will it be available in the next tab? Okay, so not all applications will work the way we have designed. Okay, we haven't covered all these and all. No, the storage part and all we haven't covered. Okay, few big APIs, big websites and all would like to store some information in your browser itself. Okay, by the name itself you can understand web storage APIs. You can term this as web storage APIs. Okay, it is your browser, okay, allots certain space for the websites to access the storage. Let us say for Flipkart, okay, based on whatever I have searched, right? I have searched maybe these plants I have searched, okay, this oils, all these which are something personalized to me, and it is also on top of that, it is also a deal of the day. Okay, so I have searched for plants. Okay, I have this I have searched, phones I have searched. Okay, it will filter based on my I have searched this food items. All these are something personalized to me. If you go and open Flipkart, it would be something else, right? All your personal Srinivas, yes, good question. Cookies are different. Okay, cookies are different. Web storage, browsers API or web storage API is different. Yes, browsers API, you can name it, web storage or APIs or browser storage, browser APIs. But web storage APIs is the general term.
How cookie is different?
Yes, we will see all that. We will see what web storage APIs are, and then I will say the difference. We are not, we're just in the introduction part, right? Okay. So your website gives you two types of storage for your, your browsers gives you two types of storage, that is local storage and session storage, for your websites to save some information, whatever they wanted to. Okay, I am telling that they might store user preferences, right? I don't know how they have implemented. Okay, but which is better making a request to some external server, okay, external server, or getting it from local machine, which is faster, which is better? Okay, let's say which is better in terms of speed. Local, right? Getting some information from my local machine is faster, right? Rather than sending a network request and getting the data. Which is better in terms of storage?
Server.
Server, right? Because what happens is, in terms of storage, some bit
Storage.
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah, your machine requires some space to store the data, right? Whereas you can leave that to your server to store it in their own DB. And then in terms of storage, this is better. But again, there is a trade-off, right? Just a 5 MB of data, obviously every machine have, right? So local storage gives you minimum space which you can use from the user's machine itself. So all the critical data, all the repeated data which you wanted to access, let's say you're logging in from one window. Okay, let me open another window. Okay, let me go back and show you that as well. Simply explaining in words will not work. If you can see, I am logged in here. Even if I open one more tab, can you see, is it asking me to re-log in?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so there is some information in my local storage or in my session storage. Yes, we will see the difference for that. Okay, there are some information in the browser itself saying that I am already logged in. So when I open my new browser, don't ask the user to log in again. Right. So these are certain informations. I can also inspect and show you. Local storage. Chrome, can you see? Chrome. It is not having. Let's go to session storage. What happened? Nothing to filter. New tab. Probably they are storing in cookies then. Cookies. Okay, cookies is different. Okay, local storage and session storage is different. We will see them. Okay, so they are storing some information in my cookies. Sorry, someone is making noise. I'm muting you. Okay. Yeah. So cookies are different. Local storage and my google.com are storing my the login information in cookies. It is up to the websites to decide. Generally the login information will be saved here. Okay, the some session informations will be saved here, and local storage you can have based on the use case. We will first try to understand what your local and session storage are. Okay, both are just storage APIs where you can store some data in your local machine itself. Clear? Local machine itself. Clear with this term? Any data. Okay, any data, if you wanted to store, what happened to my... Okay, something happened, it's not moving. Okay, any data which you wanted to store in the browser user's machine, you don't want to request every time to the server. Repeated data and all, you don't want to request every time to the server, right? Those informations you can store them in the local machine and access them much faster instead of sending a request and then getting back. Okay, understood what is the use case of the storage API? Can we go to the differences of local and storage and then see what cookies are? Okay, so let us say these are one window. Okay, one window, and you have multiple tabs here. Okay, one, tab 2, tab 3. Okay, local and session. Okay, what is the difference we are going to say? Okay, local will share information, between all tabs and windows. Okay, if I have something in my local storage, let us say I have some data in the local storage, that can be that data can be accessed between all the tabs. Okay, and even if you have a separate window, even there content in my local storage can be accessed. Okay, clear? Whereas when it comes to session, okay, only the browser tab, only single tab. Data, let's say you have some data, how the data is stored and all we will see later. If you have some data in the session storage, your data will be available only in that tab, only in that particular tab. Okay, if you store something in tab 1, you cannot go and access for that in the tab 2, or in tab 3 you cannot do, or in separate window you cannot do. Okay, only in that tab it would be available, only in first single tab, your session. Session meaning only session, that particular, by word itself you can understand, right? Only for that session I will be valid. Okay, I will not
So
be
is there
valid for
any
any particular session. Yes, Shubham, go ahead.
means is there any time length of particular session? Can we define it?
Yes,
and
we will come. Yeah, there is no fixed timeline of how much time you store that session. Up to your coding logic, you can have something and then clear them, add them and all. But your browser doesn't do that. Okay, unless and until your tab is open. Okay, tab is open, everything in your session data will exist. Okay, if I close this tab, it will be data loss.
And one more thing, what if I means create a duplicate tab from one to another one?
No,
So
only single tab. That is not possible. If you go to next tab itself, anything in my session storage will not be available. Okay, even if you duplicate tab.
This session thing happens when we use net banking.
Yes,
right?
yes, correct. Very good example, Imran.
Now related to this last question somebody asked, let us say if I open a set net banking session into one tab and I've opened this same with same credential, I've opened another tab. So can I not open two tabs with the same credential in a single browser?
That is the logic which the websites itself decides. Do you want that information, the data which you are storing in local, so you only will add, the developers only are going to add content in your local storage or session storage. If it is a login information, Okay, similar to this Google login or this Amazon login. Okay, if it is a login information, obviously you want to preserve that to multiple tabs, right? You don't want users to tell them to log in every time you open a new tab. So it is better to put the login information in your local storage rather than in session storage. That is up to developers to decide where I wanted to store. Okay, these are the behaviors which we are discussing, how each one of them will behave differently. Based on this behavior, it is based on the developers to decide where to put the data. Do you want to put in local data, or do you want for the banking and all, right? So let's say a user logged in one a bank in one tab, and he is opening in another tab. Let's say a transaction is going on. Okay, do you want to continue? Not transaction is going on. Let us say you don't want that website to be logged in when the user opens in another tab. You don't want to allow them. Better put that data in the session storage. No, why to put that in local storage? So depending on the application, depending on what data you're putting in, okay, decide where you wanted to store. Store it in local storage or in session storage. Okay, session storage will be alive only till your tab is alive. If you close, data will be lost. Okay, you can also make that you can also clear this data before this tab closes. That web developers have to do. But we are just discussing how the browser is behaving as of now. How to add data, how to get data, we will see. Okay, something happened to my notepad. Give me no. Okay, based on this.
So means like e-commerce website mostly use the local storage instead of session storage.
They also use session storage.
But mostly like 90% of they use the local storage then.
Yeah, they might have some session related data also, right? You don't know. If you see here, Flipkart is having session data as well. Some data which users cannot understand, but they are storing. They are storing more information in local storage, right? I told you, right? It is depend on how you implement it. So this is gone, guys. The difference. Yeah, what the use cases. Okay, sorry, this part difference is gone, but that is understood, right? So local storage, I'm not going to repeat and all. I think it is all. Oh, why is this notepad making so much? Again, this is. This is what. Okay, and one other thing is your local storage. Okay, local storage will survive even if you restart browser, right? It is restart browser, data survives. Okay, meaning data will be there. Okay, whereas when it comes to session, once you close my tab, right? Once you close this tab, data will be lost. Even when I say when that the tab data will be lost, even if you close the tab, obviously if you restart also, it will be lost. Okay, this is only applicable as to single tab. Okay, so this is applicable for multiple tabs, multiple windows, even for restart also. Okay, so what do you think will have more memory, local or session? More memory, like more storage space. Obviously local, right? Session will be much lower. Okay, if I have to be very specific, at least it will have at least 5 MB. Your local. It depends, again depends on the device. If it is a mobile, it will be lesser. If it is a desktop, it will be more. But comparatively, your local storage will have more space to add it. and session will be much lesser, like only 2 to 3 MB will be available. Okay, but local by explanation itself, you can understand this will be preserved for a longer period, so it would require much memory. Okay, so what, let's talk about the data. Okay, let's talk about the data. Okay, okay, let me go and add. Okay, these are just key value pairs. Okay, local storage and session storage are just key value pairs. Both has to be strings only. Okay, key value pairs, you cannot have an object or you cannot have a number. Okay, you cannot have any other data type. Both key and value should be of type string. Okay, where will I access local storage? Let me go and ask for, similar to how you will, it will be available in your window object, guys, global window object, local storage. Okay, similar to how you can access everything else without window object, you can simply ask for local storage. Okay, as of now, I don't have anything in my origin, right? This we will talk more about this origin. Okay, local storage. Now, in order to add, you will use set item. Okay, give, I told you, key value pairs which are strings. Okay, so let me say name comma value should also be string only. It will not accept JSON objects, it will not accept numbers and all, only strings it will accept. If you give numbers like this, okay, when I try to get local storage dot get item name, you see here it is returning string. These kind of things it can convert by itself. Okay, let me try to add an object. Even if you add a number, it is converting to a string, right? Let me try to add some object. Okay, now if you go and ask to get item dot name, can you see object? You will get this errors and all if you use anything other than strings. Okay, so always add string as the value. Akhilesh. Okay, name. Now I have stored in I have used get name, use set name. Set item, and then a get name. Okay, both are local strings only. Sorry, both are of string data type. Okay, that is clear, right? Key value pairs of string data type. Now I have in local storage. Okay, let me add something in my session storage dot set item. Let me add something in my, let's say age. Okay, let me add 10. Okay, I have two things, name in my local storage and session storage I have age. Okay, let me copy this same origin. We will talk about this origin, why I am copying it. Go to next tab. Okay, inspect, go and ask for, in session storage, what did we have? Age, right? Dot get item, go and ask for age. It will not have, because it is a session storage, only to this tab it is applicable. Now let me go and ask for this one. Okay. Let me go and ask for name dot get item name. You still have here, right? Because it is in my local storage, it will be there even if I switch to multiple tabs or multiple windows also. Okay, we have few more minutes left. Okay, understood what's the difference between local storage and session storage? Here I have both these data. Okay, here I have only local storage. Okay, why did I copy? Let me go to Flipkart website. Let me go and ask for the same thing. Even though it is in the local storage, is it giving me name now? because the origin, right? This is flipkart.com and this is my application URL, right? Both are of different origin. We will talk about that now. This is important. Okay, just because you have some data in local storage, not all websites can access. Not where all websites can access. Okay, meaning, okay, let us say you have HTTP www.flipkart.com. Okay, so let's have everything same. .amazon.com. Okay, so this is my origin. Okay, this is called origin. You have three parts here. This one is called protocol, whatever it is, like HTTP or HTTPS. This is called, the domain name. Okay, it's Flipkart domain, here Amazon. In some sites you will also see this in local and all, right? 8000 or 8080, right? These are called port. Okay, so whenever you save some data, okay, whenever, let's say I'm in flipkart.com and exactly this site, okay, HTTP flipkart.com. Let's say this will not have port, but few when you run in local and all, you will have few ports, right? Okay, so whenever you put in some data, this is specific to the origin, specific to origin. Meaning, if I put in http.flipkart.com some data, I cannot access it in https www.flipkart.com. Okay, I cannot go and access in HTTPS also. Even if my protocol is different, I cannot access the data in local storage. Okay, even if the port changes, I cannot access. Even if the domain name changes with a single character, I cannot access the local data. Okay, so for each origin, okay, this data is unique. Okay, you cannot simply, just because you have some data in local storage, okay, just because I have Akhilesh name in local storage, okay, I will be able to access only in this origin. Even this, if 5500, right, even if this port changes, I will not be able to access my local storage. Okay, that is the reason I was not able to get Flipkart in the Flipkart size. In the Flipkart site, I was not able to get the local storage data because it is specific to origin, whatever URL you have. So this is port, protocol, domain, port, everything should match. Okay, so understood the difference? How it is specific to origin? Any doubts? See, these details and all is, we are going above and beyond the concept itself, right? They're all minute details which you will not find it anywhere. Okay, so we saw how to set data, how to get data. You can also clear it, right? Dot clear simply clears your entire local storage. So now if I go and ask for local storage.get item, here it is null, because even though same origin, I have cleared it, so it is not available. So the application can decide when to clear data and all. So you can use this session local storage.get item and then clear it in your program. Okay, now coming to cookies. Cookies are, this alone I will explain and then I will end. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, cookies are data, again data, okay, which is sent by the server, okay, to store it in the cookies. Okay, data sent by the server, data sent by server. Okay, so whenever I make, okay, first request, okay, request one, if I make to the server, okay, it will send some cookies to you to store it in the browser. Okay, it will send some cookies to store it in the browser. Okay, so when you send the second request, okay, to my server. Okay, it will send together with the cookies itself. Okay, you can send cookies in the request so that whatever data you have in the browser can be used by the server to access it. Okay, for example, if you come to learn backend and all more, whenever you log in, no, this server will give you something called token. Okay, so and that is the reason even if I reload, the page is being, not asking you to log in again. And also when I send the second request, right, let's say I make a request to add something to my cart. Okay, when I make second request, okay, is it asking me to log in again? Because I have this token inside my cookies here. Whatever the token sent by the server for the first time, I will store it in my cookies. I will send the token. Okay, I will send the token to the cookies again, so that the server will read this token and then authenticate. So we will discuss more on that and all. But for now, understand that cookies are some data which is sent by the server itself to store it in your browser, so that it is useful when you send multiple requests to the user. Okay, cookies, server can control whatever is there, the data in the cookies. Server can control data in the cookies, can read and write cookies, right? Whenever you make request, it can read and write cookies. Whereas this local storage and session storage and all will not be able to, your server will not be able to modify it directly. Got it? Your server has access to cookies data. If you open few websites, could you see, like in the bottom, accept cookies and all? Have you seen that? I think if you go to Stack Overflow, you will get it. Stack Overflow. It will ask for me every time, but I don't know if it is asking now. But yeah, let's see. I don't think it is showing me now. But if you go and see, it will ask you a box to accept all cookies or reject, right? Some will have options to reject and all. Okay, because your server will try to access data in your cookies, so it needs your permission. Okay, whereas this local storage, session storage and all, it will not have access. Okay, cookies are something different which is used by a server itself. Okay, got the difference, guys, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how to get add data, how to clear altogether. Everyone clear? Okay, yeah. So Srinivas is asking me, so every website we open, all of them take 5 MB. Not like that. Okay, so it depends on the device, right? It depends on the browser configuration also. We will see how to change the limit and all. You can still, change it. Change the size and all. I think I haven't tried, but I think like you can modify the size and all in the browser itself. It depends on the device and all, but minimum 5 MB will be given, like the entire storage will be 5 MB. Okay, but depends on the device, depends on the configuration, depends on the RAM size and all you have. Okay, you cannot tell it is strict 5. No, not like that. Okay, let me quickly add the next MCQ. Sorry for making you wait for additional 5 minutes.
Ma'am, tomorrow is last day.
Yes, last class. We will see how functional paradigm and all, how to code, and yeah, all those. We will see. Last class, tell me, on Saturday, work with examples. Tell me concepts you wanted to cover in Saturday's class. Okay, we will be having only, problems for you to work. No more sessions on plain JavaScript. When we see React, you will come to back to that again. No other way. But for now, that's all.
Ma'am, Node.js and Express also you are going to teach, ma'am?
Yes.
Module 3.
Yeah. Okay. I have added the MCQ Tata batch. Yeah, I'm doing it for the next batch. Okay. Tomorrow we will continue on this. I have given more of explanation only to this local storage and this storage. We will see coding part, tomorrow if time permits, but that's all. Setting, getting, clearing. You can also remove from particular item and alone instead of clearing everything. That and all we will see tomorrow. Simple syntax. But hope the concept is clear. What's local storage? What is session storage? Anyone have doubt? Yes. So give me 1 second. Okay. Baba batch also I have
Ma'am,
added the
MCQ
MCQ.
for
Yes. I'm adding it. I have added it. For Tata batch, I have added it. I have also added it for the Baba batch. Created attendance for both of the batches. Yeah.
Ma'am, only 2 months is there for completing the course, but it
How
was
come
10 months.
2 months?
Yeah, it is like they told like 37 weeks. So
Like 2 months is more than enough. You have 1 month class for backend, 1 month class for React, and then you will have project. Yes, Rupam, that is my idea actually. Rupam is asking me how to show, can you show storage coding part in to-do app? Yeah, that was what I planned today. And I also showed the example also, right? I cannot preserve it. So yeah, I'll try to do that tomorrow. Today, no time. Yeah, I wanted to make the concept clear. Okay. The coding part, yes, I will show. That's what I told, right? Like I had that idea to do it within the app only. Yeah, tomorrow we will see that. How to store sessions here itself. If I reload, it should not be last. So again, I have enabled the attendance guys. Any doubts with the MCQ? Again, a humble request. Okay, give feedbacks. I'm reading feedbacks daily. Okay, so just make sure the rating and the feedback is on the same side. That is the only request. Okay, yeah. If the concepts are clear, why is your rating low? That is what I wanted to ask you. Yeah, thank you. And anything else, guys? Lavanya is not in the class. Okay. Any doubts with Lotus storage APIs and how it is specific to origin? Yeah, bye, Reena. Good night. Good night, everyone. If you have doubts, I am waiting. Else, good night, everyone. Bye bye. Dheeraj, Ganga Reddy, any doubts? Kanhu, Nitin, and all?
good night.
Raddeep, yeah, good night, Sudhakar. Ramanel, people who are new to my class, how is the class going? Are you able to follow? Okay, Kanhu. Yeah, thank you. Prativ and all, how is the class going?
Thank you, ma'am. Good night.
Yes. Rupam, that is also, yes, let's say good night. Good night. Yeah. I can have a filter, right? Let's say if I add task, if I strike this out, meaning I have completed. Okay. I can have a filter to show all completed tasks. I can have a filter to show all the not completed tasks. I can have a button to delete all the completed items. These are all, on top of that, you can still keep on adding the features which you wanted to. But here, simple applications which we have taken, so all those are not done. Yes, we can always work on that if we find time. Okay, probably on Saturday. Okay, we'll try to add that. Yes, how rejects work? Okay, concept add noted. I will tell you on Saturday. Okay, rejects basic.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Okay, Dheeraj. Goodbye. Good night. Yes, rejects, add few modifications in the to do. Yes, we will do that tomorrow.
Actually, I tried it, but it didn't work. So
Okay,
I
so
want to know.
we will have to make few modifications in our existing code itself. If you go and see here, we haven't maintained any data and all. Like there is no array thing which has all these values and all. Only if I have some data structure, I can go and filter it, right? So I have what I have done is as per this project, what I have done is simply get that item and then create a node and then add it directly to the HTML itself. Okay, so I don't have any data structure or something like that. That is what I told, right? We will have to create a module similar to cart module, something similar like a to-do list, have an array kind of a thing, all the tasks together and its status. So like status can be completed and there can be a name denoting the task itself. So if I have a array of objects like that, obviously I can run through it, check the status if it is completed, and then create a separate array out of it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we will have to make few modifications to bring in that array data structure. As of now, simply I have created a node and appended to the node. Nothing, no other thing is done. If you see here, even if for removing and also just got that parent element and I just remove the node alone. Okay, I have done only DOM manipulation. DOM manipulation that is done on day 7. So we haven't covered all these concepts and all. So I was not able to show them at that particular point in time. Even this I have added later, just today. Okay, so I have just created a node and then completed. Yes, we will make those changes and then I will try to show you the filter router.
Yeah. Okay, man. Thank you.
Others, Saurabh, Srinivas, Rishabh, Ramanel, any doubts?
No.
Okay, nice. Good night.
No,
Good
ma'am,
night.
thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.